elephant in the room here is the conditions, obviously, the cold. Now, the English Channel, swimming, I think it was the North Channel, so from Ireland to Scotland, blistering cold conditions, not only the water, but the air. How did you acclimatize to that? I heard, some quite funny stories about how when you were going for the English Channel, there was periods where your daughter would be inside, crying and having a tantrum because she didn't have a beanie or a scarf and she wasn't warm enough. Yet you were out in the backyard in an ice bath, working up towards acclimatizing yourself for those colder conditions. So,
So cold is a big element. It's a matter of getting your head around it, embracing it, getting your body prepared for it, and then accepting it. You can't go into a long swim fearing that it may be 1 degree less than you're prepared for. So the cutoff for the English Channel and a way to qualify is to do 6 hours in under 16 degrees. And in the early days, we used to go down to Melbourne and swim in Brighton Baths down there. And that was nice, but it's a long way to go. It's not the ocean. It's a bay. It's a little murkier than what we expect. And they're great people, but we've got it here. We've got the same conditions here if we look for it. For the English Channel, we have some really good conditions. So the temperatures in Australia come down. At the same time, the English Channel's coming up. And so about June, July, August, they should be about the same temperature. So it's just lifting off and then flying to the UK and doing the English Channel. But in order to get comfortable in 16 and probably 15, then you have to take yourself out of the comfort zone. And you would know yourself in the ocean that you can tell the difference between 15 and 16. 1 degree in the water is an enormous drop, and you have to be prepared for that. And the English Channel can be anywhere from 15 to 17 or 18. So, in a good year for swimmers, it can be quite warm, but you've got to be prepared for the cold. So that's about swimming in the ocean. It's about going to Brighton Sands because I think that's the shallowest water around. You can get a really long stretch of 12 kilometres from the pavilion up to the airport, down to the river and back again. It's a 12-kilometre stretch, which is perfect for us swimmers. And the water can be, I'd say, in the middle of winter, could be 13 degrees. So it gives you everything you need for cold training. It's on our doorstep. You don't have to fly and travel, and you can have family and friends come and support you. And so Vlad will do 1, sometimes 2 cold camps, and he gets people from other squads and whoever else wants to come along, and that's coming up in June. This year I'll be on the beach watching my friends shivering and freezing and feeling the pain and squealing, knowing that I've been there myself for the last 5 or 6 years. So, it's time for someone else to take the mantle over. But it's serious work. But you find that your body can take it and your resilience builds and your exposure to cold isn't as bad as what you would have thought. And once you do your qualifying, so the English Channel rules is 6 hours at under 16. Vlad builds on that a bit and wants us to 8 hours in under 16, and we achieve that every single time. Everybody who goes off to swim the English Channel from Vlad has done the 8 hours. And so an English Channel shouldn't be much more than that, maybe 12 or 14 hours. But it's incredible how your body adapts, and very quickly. And if you do it 1 year, the next year is easy. It's muscle memory. It's all the things we know from a physiological point of view, and your body starts to acclimatise and expect that. Of course, the first cold water of the season is a little bit hard to cop, but you're straight back into it again. And so when it came time to do the North Channel, it was anywhere from 12 degrees to 15 degrees. And I had to prepare for that. That was when my family was kicking back a bit. My daughter was, you're right, she was sitting in the lounge room with the windows open, the fire wasn't allowed to be lit. She had 2 beanies on and just the scowl and groaning and grizzling for a very long time. It was a nice bit of peace and quiet to sit out the back in an ice bath in the kiddie swimming pool. But you do those things and you continue to push yourself lower and more exposure to it and relax into it, and just know that that cold isn't going to hurt you. Cold is controllable. Your body will adapt. You just got to expose it gently more and more, and you get there in the end.